Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're getting into something really fundamental, something universal, the experience of dying.
Right. It's a topic we often, tend to shy away from.
Definitely. But we're hoping this deep dive offers maybe some surprising insights, maybe even change your perspective a bit.
And the source material we're drawing from is pretty powerful. It's from Dr. B.J. Miller.
Yeah, he's got such a unique background.
He really does. He's a physician, specializes in hospice and palliative medicine that's all about comfort, quality of life for people with serious illnesses.
But he's also a long-term patient himself, right? That's the key part.
Exactly. So he sees it from both sides, doctor and patient. It gives his words this incredible depth.
That dual view it's what makes this so compelling for me. And his own story, how it all started. It's intense.
Oh, absolutely. His formal relationship with death, as he calls it.
Yeah, tell us about that. What happened?
Well, he was a college sophomore,
Mm-hmm.
back from Thanksgiving, just, messing around with friends. And they decided to climb on top of a parked commuter train. He went up the ladder, stood up, and then 11,000 volts.
Wow, just like that.
Yeah. Electricity went in his arm, blew out through his feet. That night, he says, that's when his long run as a patient began.
And the detail about his watch, that always gets me.
Isn't that something? It kept working through all that. Apparently, his dad wears it now.
Yeah.
Sort of in solidarity.
Wow. And that word he uses, patient, he really digs into that, doesn't he?
He does. He defines it really simply. One who suffers.
Mm.
And when you think about it that way, well, it kind of implies we're all patients at some point, aren't we?
Yeah.
We all suffer.
Yeah, that's a really powerful shift in thinking. And you can see how this experience, this history, shapes his view of healthcare.
Totally. He sees the brilliance, the amazing things healthcare can do, the staff mean well.
But
he argues the system itself is flawed, deeply flawed, because it was designed with diseases in mind, not people.
right, focused on the illness, not the person living with it.
Exactly. And he calls that bad design. And nowhere, he says, is that bad design more heartbreaking than at the end of life.
Because you don't get a second chance then.
No do-overs. That's what he says. The stakes are incredibly high.
So that's really our mission here today then, to explore his idea of bringing design thinking, like a human-centered approach, into how we think about dying.
Yeah, using intention, creativity, really rethinking this universal experience.
It feels huge, though, trying to design something so personal, so overwhelming. Where does he suggest we even begin with all the suffering involved?
Well, that's the starting point, actually. Suffering itself. He says for most people, it's not being dead that's scary. It's the dying, the suffering part.
Okay.
So his first big move is to ask us to separate things out, to distinguish between suffering that's necessary.
Necessary, like unavoidable.
Yeah, unavoidable. Part of the deal, as he puts it. And then there's the suffering that's unnecessary, the kind we sort of invent or add on top.
Oh, okay. So necessary suffering. That's just inherent to being human then.
Pretty much. He talks about it bringing proportion, connecting us to forces bigger than ourselves. It actually unites us. And he suggests it's where real healing can happen. Through compassion, like his own experience losing his limbs that became a fixed fact. Necessary suffering eventually accepted.
Right. It is what it is, but the unnecessary kind, that's different.
Totally different. It serves no good purpose. And the key insight is, since it's sort of made up by the system or our reactions or whatever, we can change it.
We can design it away, maybe.
Exactly. And our job as people who care is to relieve that suffering, not pile more on.
That distinction feels really important. It gives you focus.
It's a powerful way to reframe things. You focus your energy where it matters.
Yeah.
Instead of, fighting the inevitable. And it really highlights the role of palliative care, too.
Right, which isn't just for the very end of life, necessarily.
No, not at all. It's about comfort and living well, whatever stage you're at.
Okay, so that's the first design cue, dealing with suffering. What's next?
The next one is about dignity. And he connects dignity very strongly to our senses, to the body. He calls it the aesthetic realm.
The aesthetic realm, interesting, because hospitals, they're often the opposite of that, right?
Oh, definitely. He talks about them assaulting our senses. Harsh lights, constant beeping, everything sterile. Designed for function, maybe, but not for humanity.
Yeah, you just feel kind of numb in those places sometimes.
Exactly. Numbness is the goal. Maybe,
Yeah.
but that's the opposite of a rich aesthetic experience.
Mhm.
He argues we need to tend to the senses to maintain dignity.
And he has some really powerful examples of this from his time at the Zen Hospice Project.
He does. They really bring it home. Like Jeanette, who had ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease. She was struggling to breathe,
Yeah.
and she wanted French cigarettes. Not because she was self-destructive, but because she wanted to feel her lungs fill up one last time while she still could.
Wow. Just to feel something physical.
Right. Or Kate, who didn't want more chemo. She just wanted her dog, Austin, next to her. Feeling his cold nose on her skin. Simple sensory things.
It really highlights how much we miss by focusing only on the medical side, those small sensory moments.
They're huge. Maybe the most poignant example is their kitchen at Zen Hospice.
The kitchen, even if people can't eat much.
Yeah, seems odd, right? But they realize they're providing sustenance in other ways. One of their go-to interventions, baking cookies.
Ah, the smell.
Exactly. The smell fills the place. It's comfort, it's connection, it's memory. Even if you can't eat the cookie, you receive something from it.
That's beautiful. It shows that as long as we have senses, even just one, there's a way to connect, to feel human.
Absolutely. And think about the implications for dementia care. When words fail, these primal sensory delights, they can still reach someone.
Keeping them present, connected through the body.
Yeah. Finding dignity through the senses. That's the core of this second cue.
Okay, so distinguish necessary suffering, tend to the senses. What's the third design cue?
So the third one is about lifting our sights, aiming for well-being, not just making things less bad, but actively making life more wonderful.
More wonderful. That feels like a big leap from less horrible.
It is. It's shifting from that disease-centered model we talked about to a truly human-centered one. Care becomes, in his view, creative, generative, even playful.
Playful. That sounds a bit strange in the context of dying.
It does at first. But he makes this fascinating point. He says, play is one of our highest forms of adaptation. Think about it, right? The need for food that gave birth to cuisine.
Okay, yeah.
Need for shelter, architecture, clothes led to fashion. And this one's amazing. Being subjected to the clock, to time
Whoa.
that gave us music.
Whoa, that's a brilliant connection. Taking a basic need or constraint and creating something beautiful or complex from it.
Exactly. So the question becomes, dying is a necessary part of life. It's a constraint, a reality. What cuisine or architecture or music can we create around that?
So he's not saying, like, make light of dying or pretend it isn't hard.
No, not at all. He fully acknowledges the sorrow, the difficulty. It's more about making space, actual space, mental space for life to play out fully.
Allowing aging and dying to be a process of crescendo, he says, right to the end.
Yeah. Designing towards death, embracing it as part of life's design, rather than just trying to fight it off or ignore it until the last second.
And he relates this back to his own accident again, doesn't he?
He does. He talks about how parts of him died back then. But that loss, paradoxically, is what allowed him to redesign his life around it, to create something new.
Which loops back to his personal experience being so key. He found a kind of liberation in it.
Yeah, liberation. Realizing that you can always find, as he puts it, a shock of beauty or meaning in what life you have left.
Like the snowball story.
Oh, the snowball, yeah. His nurse smuggled it into the burn unit for him, just holding this cold, melting snowball. He described it as rapture, a miracle. Just feeling that, watching it melt. In that moment, he said, just being part of the planet mattered more than living or dying.
Wow. That little moment gave him everything he needed.
It gave him the inspiration to try to live, but also to be okay if he didn't. It's about loving those moments, ferociously.
And if we can do that, maybe we can learn to live well, not in spite of death.
But because of it, that's the invitation.
It's such a powerful challenge he leaves us with, that final thought.
Let death be what takes us, not lack of imagination.
Exactly. It really makes you think, doesn't it? How could that kind of reframing change how you look at your own life, at aging, at how we care for each other?
It's a lot to chew on. Using imagination, design, creativity for this most profound human experience.